Hi, I'm Olivia, and today's happy nugget comes from Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher and statesman. Stoicism was a school of Hellenistic philosophy that flourished throughout the Greek and Roman world. Stoicism was a philosophy of personal ethics that believed that the path to happiness is found in accepting each moment as it presents itself, in not allowing ourselves to be controlled by our desires, and in using our minds to understand the world around us and do our part in nature's plan. Seneca was the most admired writer of his day. His speeches, treatises, and poetry were in everyone's hands. In a letter to a friend, Seneca wrote, "Set yourself free for your own sake. Gather and save your time, which till lately has been forced from you, or filched away, or has merely slipped from your hands. Make yourself believe the truth of my words, that certain moments are torn from us, that some are gently removed, and that others glide beyond our reach. The most disgraceful kind of loss, however, is that due to carelessness. Furthermore, if you will pay close heed to the problem, you will find that the largest portion of our life passes while we're doing ill, a goodly share while we're doing nothing, and the whole while we are doing that which is not the purpose. What man can you show me who places any value on his time, who reckons the worth of each day, who understands that he is dying daily? For we are mistaken when we look forward to death. The major portion of death has already passed. Hold every hour in your grasp. Lay hold of today's task and you will not need to depend so much on tomorrow's. While we are postponing, life speeds by. Nothing is ours except time." Seneca was born in the year 4 BC in Córdoba, Hispania, and raised in Rome. His father, Seneca the Elder, was a renowned rhetorician and writer. In the great days of the Roman Republic, eloquence was the one true requirement for a successful career. In the Roman Empire, rhetoric was systematically taught. Rhetoric is the art of discourse, where a writer or speaker strives to inform, persuade, or motivate particular audiences in specific situations. After the fall of the Roman Republic and the establishment of the Roman Empire, rhetoric became more remote from reality. The object of teachers and students was not to bring conviction to the minds of their hearers, but to win applause for their own cleverness. Art became art for art's sake, and Rome was a place of tradition and set rules, but Seneca rebelled. Without regard to tradition or convention, Seneca's writing was innovative, bold, realistic, and cosmopolitan. Seneca reproached philosophers for teaching how to dispute rather than how to live, and their students for attending lectures to sharpen their wits rather than to improve their characters. Seneca applied his philosophy to the practical conduct of life. He wanted to see things with his own eyes, not as they were reputed to be, to distinguish between reality and appearance, between the eloquence of truth and that of display, between intrinsic beauty and the empty sound of swelling words. The Roman Empire was mired in corruption and political intrigues. Seneca had already escaped death once, when the Emperor Caligula became jealous of his talent. But when Claudius assumed power, Seneca, at the prime of his life and the summit of his fame and popularity, was falsely accused of treachery and banished to the barren island of Corsica. Through another intrigue, the corrupt wife of the emperor released Seneca from his exile after 8 years because of his high reputation, and entrusted him with the education of her son, Nero, future emperor of Rome. Seneca soon realized how cruel and immoral his young student was, but he was between a rock and a hard place. To refuse the wishes of the empress was not possible, but maybe through his influence he could do some good. Eventually, the empress killed her husband so that her son would become emperor, but Nero had no interest in ruling. He lived a life of extravagance and debauchery, leaving the ruling of Rome to Seneca and another statesman. In the first 5 years of Nero's reign, where Seneca ruled with justice, the Romans enjoyed the best government under the empire. But soon enough, Nero began to heed the advice of those with private political interests and ambitions, and took reign of the empire, ruling with cruelty and viciousness. Nero did not allow Seneca to officially retire, but Seneca managed to retreat to a life of seclusion to his studies, and spend time with his young wife and son, and with good friends. But this period of solace did not last. When the opportunity came, Nero, the emperor who killed his own mother and brother, did not hesitate to get rid of his mentor and teacher by forcing him to take his own life. But during Seneca's forced suicide, he was calm and at peace. He told his friends he was leaving them, his soul, and noblest possession, the pattern of his life. In a letter to a friend, Seneca wrote, "Prove your words by your deeds. Philosophy teaches us to act, not to speak. It exacts of every man that he should live according to his own standards, that his life should not be out of harmony with his words, and that, further, his inner life should be of one hue, and not out of harmony with all his activities. This, I say, is the highest duty and the highest proof of wisdom, that deed and word should be in accord, that a man should be equal to himself under all conditions, and always the same." The aim of Seneca's philosophy was the formation of character. He was a man of principle, who sought the reality beneath appearance, who believed in action over false rhetoric, who wrote in the most dangerous times under a reign of terror, to inspire people to know that they're in control of their actions and their lives. Even faced with his own death, Seneca did not falter, because they can take everything from you, even your life, but they can never take your spirit. And that's today's Happy Nugget. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. As always, I link below the video anything I recommend. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.